Hello all, welcome back to part 2 of Halfling Warper with Ultraviolent 4. Had a bit of a rough start so far. We fought many poison enemies, a whole bunch of adders, we fought a couple of ants at once, and we've struggled our way to D4 of the dungeon. But we've also had some nice things happen. We found a blowgun, although more accurately we won a blowgun. We had to first best a kobold with it. I think it was a kobold. Yeah, in any case, there was an early enemy with it that we had to fight and kill. And what's really cool is that as we're training this sling that we also found, it's cross-training with our throwing, which is making us better with a blowgun. So that's pretty cool. I think we've also been having some pretty nice synergy with our Warper start. So we've been using Blink sometimes to make space between us and the enemy, and then hitting them from ranged. So it's kind of a nice bit of synergy we've got going on. There were a few different altars on this floor, but none that I especially want to pick. And yeah, we're going to get on with it. We're going to hope that we find the temple sometime soon. Of course, we've also been carrying around the One Ring. Is it secret? Is it safe? The ring yearns above all to return to the hand of its master. They are one. You must never find it. That is, of course, the Rings theme, if you're not familiar with that one. And yeah, I guess like you and me, as in you viewers and me the player, we're kind of a team. You might even call it a fellowship. So if I were to name this playthrough, I'd call it perhaps the Fellowship of the Dungeon. I don't know why I find that so funny, but anyway. Before we do actually get playing, a few things we need to do. Let's identify one of these potions. A potion of mutation. As a halfling, we are resistant to mutation. That happens even if we try to mutate ourselves. So, well, there aren't beneficial mutation potions anymore, but once upon a time, it used to be really sad. You'd quaff beneficial mutation, and then your halfling ability would just block it. But we're not going to be using those anytime soon. It's way too dangerous to mutate yourself with one. And we're also going to test out this enchanted shortsword. Yeah. I suspected it might be cursed, but we had removed curse, which is why we were happy to try it. Any enchanted items you find in the early game are, unless they're on whites, are more than likely to be cursed and minus. Alright, let's get going then. The Fellowship of the Dungeon. I like how the theme is continuing of poison enemies. We don't have curing yet, or at least we don't have it identified, which makes this scary. But fortunately, we've poisoned him twice and he's vulnerable to poison. But because he was still asleep, and that's our halfling stealth bonus at play, because we haven't trained any stealth, he hadn't woken up. Here's a rune hunting sling. Again, likely to be cursed and minus, but again we have remove curse. Where are you? Yeah, okay. Curse -2 hunting sling. Proving it again that cursed items or enchanted items in the early game. It holds true for armor as well, are most likely to just be cursed. I'm going to try to fight this white. In the last episode, we fought one and it actually went pretty well. But it's probably better if we could get between us and the stairs. Well, if it goes badly, we can walk him back there. We can also just run around this. There are a few different pillars in here. This box on the right that I'm looking at, we can run him around that and heal up. and also potentially blink away from him. So let's get, while he's potentially going to be able to hit us here, let's put our shroud up. We'll see how we go. We haven't been drained yet, which is the main thing I care about. Shroud's running out. It did not. Okay. I think I might make a macro for that too. Use the tilde key and then M. And I'm going to make it ZW, which will cast Shroud. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that was... These D4 whites that are very early, turning out to be not too much of a problem. That's block the orc. That's dangerous. This is again way too early. So he can go invis, he can haste himself, he's kind of like an orc wizard in that he can hit you with throw flame, throw frost, magic dart. Doesn't confuse you though, that's good, but he also hits a lot harder. I mean, he's got a halberd, he often has good weapons. So how are we going to fight him? Especially if he goes invis, we might be in trouble. The best way to do this might be to try to poison him and then just keep him out of line of sight. As long as he doesn't haste and go invis, we can probably do that. Okay. Let's take this slowly. He's even sicker. That one didn't poison him. But he's now been poisoned 3 times, so I think we just sort of walk away from him. Man, the poison's really not hurting him that much. If he can't see us, so every turn like this that we block line of sight is a turn that he's not going to be casting invis or haste. Okay, there's the haste. Alright. He's right on top of us. He's also poisoned and nearly dead. I think, especially like this, where because he is on the only tile that we can see below us, any blink we do right now would be away from him. So I don't mind trying to fight him, and then if we start dying, we can blink. Although that's not great, because even if you are away from him, he can still hit you with spells. But we have heal wounds, so we should be able to fight him now. When he's a hunting sling. He's probably one more shot from dying. Yeah, good. Whole bunch of experience. We brought charms to 3. That brings Shroud down to 13%. I think it's probably okay. No, we'll bring it up to 4 and then we'll stop. He didn't have anything, just a plain robe. He can sometimes have magical robes. And in fact, we haven't seen any other armor. No. I would prefer to go at least up to a ringmail to be 1 heavier than the leather armor we have. Same plan. I mean, Block was basically like a buffed wizard, so it's the same sort of thing. We're going to poison and then try to just limit line of sight. Blink behind us. Well, you're about to die. Good. Just poison needles everywhere. Ah, right. I want to be remembering when I can to quiver and use our stones. We're already down to only 7 sling bullets. Should have Shroud on. Falls apart. Work at ant number 6 or so. Okay, this guy we're going to blink away from. Yep, just ticking out to poison. Ant number 8. Blink. Blink. Feel more experienced. Okay. Ant number 9. We actually missed. Okay, we'll blink again. Poison and blink. Basically like just playing keep away. How many ants have we fought? If I do question mark hash, we can find out. And then you scroll down to the bottom. 6 worker ants, 7 adders, and 2 scorpions. That's pretty nutty for D4. Alright, we're on to D5, where we immediately meet a new ant. And we could magic map here if we really were in a hurry to find the temple, which I'm not. I'd rather have a magic mapping, just in case we come across a timed portal. And hey, 14 new sling bullets, that's great news. The Sky Beast. Okay. When he goes invis, he's a bit of a pain, but we can take him up. And we can do a similar thing, so we just sort of kite him around, and then blink away, and then when we can see him, we'll poison him. Or we'll try anyway. Good. Again, could mutate ourselves. 5 mutagenic chunks. And then we have 1 potion of mutation in case it goes horribly wrong. No, it's too dangerous. I'm tempted, but no. Alright, Crimson Imps are really annoying. So we don't just use all 50 of our stones trying to kill it, and then having them be strewn everywhere on a floor we don't know. Let's go back upstairs and we can fire them all around here. If you got too annoying, you can do what's called imp parking. Basically, you bring it up to the floor above, you stand here on the stairs, you wait for it to blink away from you, and then you leave. So you've parked it on the floor above. Oh god. This is terrifying. Okay. Mencure, he can hit for up to 25 damage. That is an enormous amount. In addition to that, he can haste himself, so he's hitting you twice. And he can torment you, which halves your HP. He's a terrifying unique. If we can just make it around this corner to this tile, all our blinks will be back down towards this stair. I think that's the play. As a mummy, he's undead, he's immune to poison. So there's no point even trying to bowgun him. And yeah, we don't have anything good here. We don't have any like wands or anything like that. Because he is vulnerable to fire, susceptible to fire. If you have a wand of flame, that can kill him. But if you have a leak potion as well, and you know about it, that makes you immune to torment, so that's also a very strong tool. But we have none of those things, so we need to try to get away. So the plan is around this corner. So now our line of sight is restricted to a couple of tiles up if we're unlucky, but mostly down. So if we blink, we went down, okay. Is it worth even trying to kill him? I want to say no, but we're right near the stairs and he's going to step around here. So we're going to get quite a few turns at trying, I guess. I'm trying to think, would any of these potions be bad? If we got leaked, then we've killed him, effectively. We've already found mutation. So let's see, you can do /- to see what you haven't seen yet. So we can look at these potions and see if any are bad. Ambrosia would actually be horrible because we'd be stuck here confused. So let's not do that. Beyond that, the rest would all be pretty good. I mean, curing would be a waste, but not the worst ever. Well, let's quiver our sling bullets and we'll have a go. He's hasted. Yeah, okay, and he tormented us. Definitely not happening. We need to exit stair up. Alright, so yeah. Unhappy times on D5. Shroud. I don't really want to blink, or we should take him up. But I was going to say, I don't really want to do the blink around and poison trick down there, because we're blinking into the unknown. Which is why we should bring him up like this. Very clever. So smart, Ultra. Thank you. Same thing here. Now that you don't get additional monster spawns on floors, there's absolutely nothing wrong with going back upstairs to fight monsters. Once upon a time, new enemies could spawn there, So you could come upstairs and find a new pack around you, but that will never happen again. Hey, a hatch. Oh, hello. It's not a new enemy. This is a pack that we just never saw. It can't be a new enemy. There's Grinder. Okay. So speaking of difficult uniques on D5, has a 50% chance to paralyze us. So we basically can't find Grinder either. Fight Grinder. Okay, so we're going up. At this point, we might want to magic map the floor, because I'm getting the strong feeling that we should be skipping this. We've got Mencure and Grinder here, both of which could kill us. If we ever met both of them at once, we're in a lot of trouble. So if we magic mapped, we're seeing one downstairs and one hatch, but we'll be able to know if the temple's here. And if not, then we really don't mind skipping. So I think I'm going to do it. Not the temple, but a whole bunch of altars. So let's head over that way. Oh no, some shops and a whole bunch of altars. Okay. 6 altars and 4 shops, that looks like. Let's head to the altars first. Second Woo altar. Zom and Trog. And of course, more poison enemies. 2 Trog altars? Oh no, this is... Okay, I think this is a Zom vault. So, it's actually just a Zom altar and the others are mimics. Let's see. Yeah. It's a great vault. And we got a... Oh, okay, it was just... Sorry, the needle was sitting on there. I thought that was a wand of random effects. But it was just our needle. Okay, so never mind, not a whole bunch of altars. There's one up here, which we can try to go to afterwards. And then we'll be skipping the floor. So let's check out these shops. More poison enemies. Who would have thought it? Eustachio, another scary unique. He's actually not so bad. What? He's just got a rapier. Okay. So his thing is he likes to swarm you in summons and then blink away. And you sometimes, particularly if you get trapped in a corridor with summons around you on both sides, you can just die. But our poison, oh, he's right next to us. But our poison blowgun is really good against him because we can poison him, and then when he blinks away and hides behind his summons, he'll still be ticking out. Also, being on the stairs is really good here because his summons won't come upstairs. So if need be, we can just go back up and reset the fight. So I guess while he's... No, let's just poison him. We'll try. Definitely don't start walking back down the corridor because you're playing into his hands. Better off just staying on the stair. And we can always just go back up. He's as sick as possible, so at this point we may as well start using our sling. And we should have our sling bullets for the additional damage. Okay, so he's now made a closet, which is a bit scarier. So we're going to take him upstairs, if he'll come. Okay, and he's really poisoned, so he should just tick out to this. Alright, so we got one of those uniques down. Our charms got to 4.1. That's kind of triggering, but we're going to turn it off. I feel like that's enough just for Shroud. It's a level 2 spell. And we can always train more translocations, which we probably want to do here because it will let us do passage. Is that true? Yes. Look at our slings. It's already up to 8. That's insane. And the hunting sling is Mindalay at 12. It's like being a merfolk with a polearm. You just gain skills so quickly. Let's turn translocations back on. And we've never seen any armor. Not just leather armors. No ring mails. So round 2. Can we see the shops? No. We've got a leopard gecko. Alright, weapon shop. Ooh. +9 rapier of pain, has slow on it, but also strength +8. That's actually pretty insane. I'm gonna mark that. We've also got the singing sword, which is interesting. I don't know, can we use that? See, the thing about the weapons, so it's a small race, you have weapon restrictions. Some are too heavy. Some things that would normally be one-handed for other races are two-handed for small species. But the thing is, every time I check, the list is different. So the last time I looked, for instance, demon weapons, except for demon tridents, were one-handed. But I have won games as a halfling with a demon trident and shield. So I don't know, it's really hard to keep on top of. Not in the chat. But this sword doesn't... Oh, right, no, it's a double sword. I keep forgetting. Okay. I don't know why, I always think the singing sword is a great sword. So there you go, there's a great sword, it's grayed out. So great sword is too heavy. A double sword we can use, but I'm fairly confident that it counts as a one-handed weapon. A two-handed weapon. So you can't use it as with a shield. I'm going to mark it though, they're interesting. They're kind of the two main things here. A scimitar of slicing to transition into long blades is really not that exciting. I guess we can mark it. It's not the worst weapon I've ever seen. Let's check these other shops though. We've got 2 jewelry shops and a scroll shop. Okay, Amulet of Regen is nice. Amulet of Poison Resist, Ring of Poison Resist is extremely good. We'll probably be trying to pick that up as our priority so far that we've seen. Okay, Sea Invis, that's nice, but not any particular hurry. An Amulet of Spirit Shield is not bad for us, but RF minus is a deal breaker. Protection from magic is really good. Protection from fire is ultimately good. Resist corrosion is ultimately good. So seeing a lot of things that we want to buy so far. And then here we've got Brown Weapon. Man, that's sort of like a priority too, but not a huge priority. Branding a sling, particularly if you can get poison on it, or a lek, is pretty amazing. Enchant weapon, good, but no hurry. We do not... I think we should right now, this very second, pick up the Scrolls of Teleport. Because we have none. That's basically, we now have an escape from, say... When we met Menkure, we were away from the stairs, but if we had been somewhere like over here, and we had no escape, we can now read a Scroll of Teleport. And then there's more Identify. That lets us do more potions. I think it's probably worth it. Goodbye all of our gold. We'll do the 3, that's a potion in flight, okay. Probably not worth it in that case. And then I guess, so the things that would be really good, probably poison resistance will be our main priority here. And then maybe even protection from magic is always really good to have. Singing sword, very nice as well, but we'll be fairly fine for a while just slinging things to death. There's no great hurry to get a double sword. And this is a new scroll we're just going to read. Okay, random uselessness. We're heading up to check out... Oh, we're into the teleport trap and we get thrown over back towards Menkure. Right. Well, if we do see him now, we did just buy the teleport scrolls. For this very reason. That's a water moccasin zombie. Seems to be fairly tanky, but not killing us. Let's put Shroud on. Apparently we just cannot hit him at all with our stones. But he's not really hitting us either. Alright, so how are we going to get back around here without seeing Menkure? Oh, jelly. These guys might look innocent, but they can do up to 21 acid damage with max rolls and corrode you in the process. So they're no joke. We're going to blink away from him. Just kill him from range. Okay, more magic mapping, a recharging scroll, and it looks like we can't get out of here except walking down this corridor where he was. Well, we'll exit out first and we'll do the rest first. Okay, there's nothing in here. Alright, let's just hope he's not there. We'll eat some fruit too. We'll just eat it all. We'll free up the inventory space, even though... Oh man, go away. I really don't want to blow this teleport scroll that we just bought. We'll wait for a bit. We'll hope he wanders down rather than up. Even if we could just get to that stair, that would be really nice. Good. Thank you, teleport trap. Very fun and exciting. I'm going to head back up again. Round 2, can we see this shrine up here? Oh, Grinder's there. Again, didn't see us. So Grinder's guarding this one. See if the path to this downstairs is clear. And in fact, let's just check it out first, just in case we have to run from Grinder. More sling bullets, always very welcome. 34 of them. That's a huge amount. Particularly, it's kind of weird, but... Well, it's not weird, but... Oh, here's a ghost. Demon Spawn Gladiator. We've got a ghost down there, and Grinder up there. The ghost has now seen us. Definitely has no spells, right? No, and hits for up to 14. I would try to fight this except for Grinder. What if we run down and back towards that stair? I think we'll do that. Okay. Alright, but sling bullets are the rarest form of ammunition in the game because there are so few monsters that have it. With arrows you have centaurs, with bolts you have yaktors, but with slings there are very few. A couple in shoals, so fawns have them. Satyrs sometimes do, but I think they mostly have bows. Anyway, but unless you're going to go an ammunition gifting god like Trog or Oka, you're probably not going to have enough sling bullets to play a sling only run. Can we try to fight him? I guess. Okay, he can do up to 14. And actually, what's his weapon? It's just plain, or he doesn't have a weapon. In his tile, he's holding a sword, but the ghost just says no weapon, so that's kind of odd. We'll see if we can fight him. We can't take too many shots, because 14. So you have to consider that you can get shot as you walk back upstairs. Let's see how we go. That hurt. Oh, we should have our shroud on. I was going to say, the ghost probably does enough damage that he's just going to break the shroud anyway, but it doesn't hurt to try. I don't know that we're winning this one. Maybe. We can take one more shot and then we have to go up, because it's 28 max damage from 2 rolls. I think we are doing it. There's a 28. He's so nearly dead though. What if we just blink? And again. Come on. We're at 30, so we can take another 2 shots again. Good, there we go. Reach level 9, more strength. That's pretty sweet. But we do still want to go down. Oh wait, we still haven't seen the altar yet. Grinder. Orcs means potential priests, which is why I'm now backing up. I really enjoy missing the enemy I'm shooting at and shooting the one behind. There's Grinder. If you walk away from Grinder most of the time, unless you just get insta-paralyzed and killed, you won't die to her because she's slow, and she also blinks, so she tends to blink away from you. Why don't we try? Clip our sling bullets. Blink away from her, and again. We miscast it. We'll head back to this upstairs. She's nearly dead. Okay, I think we're gonna get her. Yeah, good. It's Mencure that's really the more frightening one. New book. Book of Necromancy. That's interesting. That we had Animate Skeleton already, didn't we? Yeah. But this, especially if we want to go towards this Rapier of Pain, gives us a way to do that. I'm tempted to grab the gold before we head in. It's Nemlex. No, I'm not doing Nemlex. Where's Mencure over here? I'm going to X that area out and we'll just explore the rest of the floor. Howler Monkey. It's going to make lots of noise and probably bring Mencure. No. Blink. Translocations to 5. Passage is not going to be usable for a while. The main reason I'm training more translocations is because I'd like to upgrade this armor if we ever find a ring mail. We still have not. And we still want to be able to cast blink and stuff. And stealth. So we could magic mapping again. Again, not going to hurry. Some spells here. Pass Wall? I really like Pass Wall. Such a good value spell. It's at 50% to fail though. We'd have to train for it. So this is not really something that I want to go into, as in going heavily into the Earth School. So I think we're just going to ditch that book. If Pass Wall were free, I'd pick it up, but really, we're going to have an escape in Passage. So we don't really need multiple escapes. We're going to have Passage and Blink. Also, Phantoms work just like Crimson Imps, in that you can park them. They hit harder than Crimson Imps, but it's the same principle. If you can't deal with them, you just bring them to the floor above, you wait for them to blink like this, and then you'd go back down. But we should be able to deal with them, because we have almost 10 sling points already. New ring. Do we have Remove Curse? No. I'm glad I checked, so we can't put that on. This is our temple. It's actually quite an annoying vault though. Oh god, a whole bunch of things. I was hoping I could get the ant on the teleport trap. Was not to be. Alright, we'll take him up. And we'll play Blink Poison games again. We can't hit. We can't hit, we can't blink. Okay, we're out of mana, but he's very poisoned. Please go away. Has not seen us. We'll just sacrifice these poison needles and just go down. We're shooting at the one behind, but some of them were hitting the wizard. Okay, so the reason that this temple vault is really annoying is because the only way in is from this stair, which is from the floor below. So we're effectively getting a D7 altar, temple rather. And especially if you get that on D7, so you have to go to D8 to get your temple, it really hurts. Unless there are more altars in here. No. There is a scroll though. 3 scrolls or something. Okay, it's noise, great. I was hoping for the legendary 3 stack of acquirement scrolls. Not to be. Yeah, we actually have no problem just fighting the phantom. Where are all the armors? There's a chainmail, it's probably too heavy. We really want a ringmail. In chainmail, I doubt we'll be able to cast blink or anything else. Okay, I was really hoping we could just poison him, and then as we ran around here, he'd start ticking out. Okay, we've got a few on him. We'll just go around the corner. Sweet. There's no point trying to get the Crimson Imp. He's a demon, so he's resistant to poison. That's a D6 two-headed ogre. This is insane because our upstair here, our one upstair that we know, takes us to Menkure. And we have no great places to kite. We could probably kill him by kiting and blinking away with our blowgun. But we can kite him around in here, can't we? Yeah, we probably can. Okay, so maybe this will work. I kind of don't want to be chased up the stairs where Menkure is. I don't want to say he's worse than a two-headed ogre, but he's probably comparable. So just going to walk him around this. When his poison runs out, we'll blink away and we'll try and apply them all again. Which is now. Let's blink. I'm just going to play keep away. Alright, there we go. Thank you, Blink. This is the Warper playstyle. Centaur. We're both ranged, I guess. So I've done one poison. Even though we are both ranged, you'd still rather not have it shooting bows at you. So step adjacent to it. It will then switch to its melee weapon. Or its fists if it doesn't have one. And then we're shooting our ranged weapon in melee range, and it is not. Oh, a couple of things. Okay, so let's do poison blowgun again. Sweet, another one. This is the priest themed floor. You should be dying, yeah. So we've got both of these though. I don't know that I want to try without remove curse. I'm trying to think. Are there any bad scarves? Guardian Spirit might not be ideal, but I guess it's not that bad. Let's try it. We don't have a cloak anyway. It's repulsion. Sweet. So that gives us repel missiles. That's really worth. The dyed leather armor. I mean, it could be curse -3. But it could also be +3 poison resistance, which would be great. And would allow us to use our first 200 gold on, say, a Bren weapon. Or even, I was going to say save for the Singing Sword, but that's so far away. That's never happening anytime soon. Risk it for biscuit. I'm going to say no. Most of the time, it shouldn't be too long until you find remove curse scrolls. I think we best a bullfrog in combat. We've got 18 evasion. It's really high. A new ring. Oh, it's in the temple thing. Never mind. Okay, so that's all of this floor done. So now we're looking for upstairs on this floor down here. Oh, that's up. What am I doing? I should X that too, so we don't accidentally run up there and get Mencured. At this point, we could magic map. I think it's still okay. We're already resigned to getting a relatively late god, so it's not a huge deal. But yeah, any upstairs we see, like this one. Let's grab these books first. Book of Frost. Has Ozokura's armor? That's interesting. But we probably don't need that. Wait, is it free? Because we've got Charms training. Not really. We'd have to train Ice. I don't love Ozokura's armor as a spell, so I don't really want to train Ice just for that. And that was not the correct stair. It's possible the hatch goes in there. No. Never lucky. The single-headed ogre is nowhere near as scary as the double-headed ogre, but it's still the same thing. We'd rather not take shots from him. So we're going to poison him and then play keep away. We can kite him around. There are a whole bunch of different pillars here. He random energied us and took half our health, but then died to the poison. Is that a... I thought I saw a large shield. I don't think we can use a large shield though. I think, yeah, as a small race, a large shield is too big anyway, I'm pretty sure. Enchant weapon, that's best, I don't know, better on the blowgun or better on the hunting sling. I'm going to say that's better on the blowgun. The hunting sling, if we ever find a Vestibulus, formerly of Great Sling fame, we'll upgrade, but the blowgun is what we'll be using all game. It's very, very rare that you find any sort of magical or artifact blowgun. Here's our ring mail. We're going to test that out. So our spells are... The ones that we care about right now really are Blink and Shroud, which are at 2 and 7% respectively. This takes us to 7 and 11. That's fine, okay. And it gives us some extra AC. So we went, this is 8 AC, 17 evasion, which is 25. And the plain leather armor was 24. So it's even better in that sense, even if you ignore that AC is usually preferable to evasion. I'm going to ID, we could do the leather armor, the ring, or a potion. Potion's probably best, particularly because we've never found curing. This guy's going to attract everyone with his noise, so he should start running back to see what gets woken up. Nothing too scary, some plain orcs. Where's our upstairs? Here? Is this it? Alright, so here's our temple. More rings that we can't put on yet because we don't have remove curse. Alright, and let's see. So we'll just explore around. We've got everyone but Sith. Okay, so the god that I want to pick is here. God that I have not played just yet, and that is Zin. So Zin is a good god, as in one of the 3 good gods, which is Zin, Eli, and TSO. And in fact, we never found any of the other good gods either, but you can switch freely between those, and you even keep some piety. So say we'd found a D2 Eli altar, it would have been beneficial to pick Eli up, potentially use her abilities, and then as we were getting piety, some of it would transfer over to Zin. So we're going to pick up Zin. The god of discipline. Followers must remain pure of body and soul, refraining from dark magic and chaotic acts, never consuming the flesh of intelligent beings. He has a lot of various conduct things. They must also tithe a fraction of all gold gained, so he takes 1/10 of any gold you pick up, preferably followed by donations of more. You'll get an ability where you can donate half your gold for a chunk of piety, although I wouldn't recommend that unless you're picking Zin in the late game, say going into extended or something, and you just want, say, a massive quick boost to get to full piety. In exchange, worshippers may invoke Zin's wrath upon sinners, eventually gain various divine protections. Yeah, here. His followers can convert to Eli or the Shining One while keeping some piety. So he does a bunch of different things. I'd say Zin's most powerful aspect is that he's a very good panic button god. So particularly this last one here, which is Sanctuary, that's, you don't get it until 5 pips of piety, but that's, I'd say it's probably the best panic button in the whole game. You create a Sanctuary, and while you're in the Sanctuary, monsters will just completely leave you alone. So it's like as long as you use it where you're not just delaying the inevitable inevitable death because you're trapped in a corner, it's basically impossible to die. You can also imprison dangerous enemies. Vitalization gives you extra HP and poison resistance and a bunch of different things. And the thing that you get a passive mutation protection, which you might think, hey, we're already a halfling, we have that already, but they stack. So if you're a halfling of Zin, there's like 0%. I was trying to say 0 and no, and it became something weird. There's like a 0% chance that you'll get mutated. And this is the main thing that you'll be spamming all the time. You get the ability to recite. So we're going to pick him up. He is a strong invocations god. As a halfling, we have a +1 to invocations, so that's not bad. I think we're going to focus it. Are we? No. Yes, let's focus it. Our slings are at 11.7, and at 12 they'll be min delay, so we're very soon going to turn slings off, and then our skills won't be so spread everywhere. Speaking of which, I think I already did it. Oh god, where's our skill target menu? It's still new. Yeah, so we do have a skill target for 12 slings. Alright, and basically with Zin, you want your invocations to go to 27. As high as you can get is good. And then the rest of our training I think is fine for the moment. Ringmail's still a relatively light armor, so we'll get more returns from dodging than we will from armor. Alright, cool. So yeah, we had all these shops where we really want to buy all this stuff, and we're going to get 10% less gold. I think it is actually worth just going right now to pick up that ring of poison resistance. Even though, I mean, we might have it, we don't know. It might be worth just waiting for remove curse scroll, because we might already have it on one of these rings. Alright, I think we'll wait. We'll go for the greed play. If we get poisoned to death, we have no curing. I'll be so sad. Notice here that our potions of mutation have now turned red. Zin gets really angry if you mutate yourself. Actually, that's not true. He's not really angry. He just gets angry. You can still mutate yourself. He will get mad, you will lose piety, but he will not kick you out. Also, we are immediately at 1 pip of piety because he took 10% of our gold when we joined up, I think. No, he took 23. Yeah, 23 gold, which was basically 20%. Alright, so that immediately took us to 1 pip of piety, and we've got this recite, which is on AA. What I'm going to do is make a macro on P. I've already got it. P is my macro for gods that use AA all the time. I like having that one. And I guess we can wrap this one up here. So I'll explain more about what recite does and how you use it in the next one. And we're nearly up to D8, which is where we can start finding Lair. So we're going to try to find Lair, we're going to try to build our Zin piety, and really start rolling in this game. See you then.